I don't see how anyone could look at my life before my wife and say that now I'm missing anything.
For years, fans of Alaskan bush people watched Noah Brown and his family thrive in the harsh, untamed wilderness of Alaska, facing freezing temperatures, wild animals, and the constant struggle to survive. The cameras captured their daily routines, their triumphs, and the intense bond between family members. But behind the scenes, Noah's life wasn't as simple as it appeared on television. What really happened to him when the cameras stopped rolling? And why has his journey taken a darker, more complicated turn in recent years? Noah Brown wasn't just battling the elements, he was confronting personal challenges that no one knew about. From health scares to family conflicts, financial pressures, and public scrutiny, the young patriarch faced struggles that went far beyond chopping wood or hauling supplies across frozen rivers. Fans noticed changes. He seemed more withdrawn, quieter, and weighed down by things the show never fully explained. Rumors circulated and speculation ran rampant online, but the truth remained hidden behind closed doors. Today, shocking updates reveal a side of Noah Brown that Alaskan bush people never showed, a side marked by emotional battles, hidden hardships, and difficult choices that could alter the course of his life forever. This is the untold story of Noah Brown, the challenges he faced off camera, and what really happened to him behind the cameras. Noah Brown grew up in the wilderness, learning survival skills from an early age, but life off camera was far more complicated than viewers realized. While the show Alaskan Bush People portrayed a life of freedom, adventure, and family unity, the truth behind the scenes was much harsher. From the very beginning, Noah faced pressures that went beyond chopping wood, hunting, or building shelters. The cameras never fully captured the emotional and physical weight he carried, nor the personal battles that quietly shaped him into the man audiences saw on screen. In the early seasons, Noah struggled to balance the public image of his family with the reality of daily survival. The Brown family faced extreme weather conditions that required constant vigilance, and Noah, as one of the older children, often bore the responsibility of keeping the younger siblings safe. These demands weren't always glamorous. They involved long hours of physical labor, exposure to dangerous conditions, and sacrifices that the show rarely acknowledged. Injuries were common, from frostbite to sprains, and there were times when Noah had to make life-or-death decisions alone. While fans celebrated his courage, the weight of responsibility quietly added pressure he could not share publicly. Beyond the wilderness, Noah also faced the complexities of family dynamics. Being part of a large family meant navigating conflicts, rivalries, and differing visions for the future, all while maintaining the public perception of a united front. There were moments of tension that never made it to television: arguments about finances, responsibilities, and leadership within the family that left Noah feeling overwhelmed and sometimes isolated. For someone who grew up in such a unique environment, these conflicts were magnified, as the family's livelihood depended not only on survival skills, but also on maintaining appearances for a television audience. On top of that, Noah had to manage the growing public attention that came with the show's success. Suddenly, he was not just a young man in the wilderness, he was a public figure. Fans, critics, and online communities scrutinized every decision he made, every relationship, and even his personal struggles. While his family supported him, Noah often carried the emotional burden alone. The pressure to perform, both on and off camera, became a silent weight he could not shake. Financial pressures added another layer to his challenges. Although the show provided income, the cost of maintaining the family's off-grid lifestyle was enormous. Fuel, equipment, medical expenses, and property upkeep required careful management, and Noah often took on responsibilities that went beyond his years. Mistakes could be costly, and with cameras documenting daily life, the margin for error felt razor-thin. By the time Noah reached adulthood, the combination of wilderness responsibilities, family expectations, and public scrutiny had already taken a significant toll. While audiences saw adventure and resilience, the truth was a young man quietly learning to navigate pressures that few could imagine. Injuries, emotional strain, and the constant need to prove himself created a silent struggle that shaped his character and prepared him for challenges the show never revealed. Noah's early experiences behind the cameras, set the stage for the next phase of his life, a period marked not just by physical survival, but by emotional battles, unexpected setbacks, and the personal choices that would define him as both a man and a public figure. And what came next would test him in ways that the viewers never anticipated. As Noah Brown grew older, the challenges of life in the Alaskan wilderness began to take a greater toll on his physical and mental health. Viewers saw him brave the cold, hunt, and haul heavy supplies, but the show never fully portrayed the silent struggles he endured off camera. Constant exposure to extreme weather, physically demanding labor, and long periods without medical attention began to affect his body in ways that weren't immediately visible. Pain in his back and joints, exhaustion from endless work, and injuries that required quiet endurance became part of his daily routine challenges. He rarely spoke about publicly. At the same time, family tensions started to rise. Life in isolation can magnify even minor disagreements, and the Brown family was no exception. Noah often found himself caught in the middle of conflicts, trying to mediate disputes between siblings or between his parents and other family members. Decisions about how to manage the camp, who should take responsibility for certain tasks, and how to respond to the pressures of filming created stress that weighed heavily on him. While the cameras highlighted moments of unity and adventure, the truth was that emotional strain was constant, and Noah frequently had to suppress his own feelings to maintain the family's appearance. In addition to family dynamics, Noah faced growing scrutiny from the public. Social media and reality television had amplified his life into a spectacle. Every decision, mistake, or personal misstep became fodder for online discussion. Comments criticizing his judgment, lifestyle, or even his relationships started to weigh on him emotionally. For a young man trying to navigate life in such an extreme environment, the combination of physical demands and public scrutiny became overwhelming at times. Health scares added yet another layer of difficulty. Over the years, Noah suffered injuries that made performing even routine tasks painful. These included sprains, fractures, and chronic soreness from years of living off-grid and working in hazardous conditions. He often downplayed the severity of these injuries on camera, refusing to show weakness to fans or family. However, privately, he faced moments of fear that one misstep could result in serious harm in a place where medical help was often hours or days away. Financial pressures and the ongoing responsibility of maintaining the family's properties and camp infrastructure further complicated his life. Noah frequently had to balance income from the show with expenses related to fuel, equipment, repairs, and survival supplies. Mistakes or delays could have serious consequences, making every decision critical. The burden of responsibility, coupled with physical pain and emotional strain, began to accumulate, creating a pressure cooker environment that Noah had to navigate quietly. By the time he entered his 20s, Noah was carrying responsibilities that many adults his age could not imagine. He was balancing the demands of wilderness survival, family leadership, public scrutiny, and personal health struggles, all while remaining in the spotlight of a reality show that only highlighted adventure and success. Behind the scenes, the young man fans admired for his bravery was quietly grappling with exhaustion, self-doubt, and the weight of expectations. These hidden struggles marked a turning point in Noah's life. They not only tested his resilience but also forced him to make decisions about his future. Decisions that would reveal the real story behind the young man fans saw on Alaskan bush people. What came next would expose the vulnerabilities, challenges, and life-altering events that shaped Noah Brown in ways the cameras never captured. As Noah Brown continued to navigate life in the Alaskan wilderness, another challenge emerged: public controversy. While the cameras documented survival and family life, reality TV fans and online communities began speculating about behind-the-scenes issues that the show never addressed. Questions arose about the family's finances, production decisions, and the personal choices of individual members. Noah, as one of the most visible and active members of the family, found himself at the center of scrutiny. The controversies were not just public. They often infiltrated family dynamics as well. Filming schedules, disagreements over tasks, and disagreements about how to present the family's story to the audience created tension. Noah frequently found himself mediating disputes while also carrying the weight of criticism from viewers and critics alike. while the family publicly maintained a united front privately. These conflicts added to the emotional strain Noah had been managing for years. Compounding these pressures, Noah also struggled with personal relationships. Being constantly in the spotlight made it difficult to form private, meaningful connections. Every romantic or social relationship risked public judgment, creating stress and uncertainty. Noah admitted in interviews that balancing love, friendship, and family responsibilities was one of the most challenging aspects of his adult life. He often questioned whether he could maintain genuine connections while living under the scrutiny of fans and cameras. Health and exhaustion continued to play a significant role in Noah's life. Injuries from years of survival work persisted, and the extreme environment of Alaska exacerbated them. The physical challenges, combined with emotional and public pressures, sometimes left Noah feeling isolated and overwhelmed. There were moments when he contemplated whether continuing in the wilderness and on the show was sustainable. While he loved the land and his family's way of life, the cumulative weight of responsibilities and scrutiny created a crisis of identity around this time. Noah also faced challenges in balancing his own ambitions with the expectations of the show. He wanted to explore opportunities outside of the wilderness, to pursue personal projects and to establish a life beyond the cameras. But doing so risked criticism from fans and tension with the family. The conflict between personal growth and family loyalty became a central struggle, leaving Noah torn between two worlds, the life he had always known, and the future he hoped to build for himself. By the mid-2020s, Noah's life had evolved into a complex balancing act of survival. Family, personal health, and public perception. What viewers saw a fearless young man thriving in the Arctic was only part of the picture. Behind the scenes, Noah was grappling with emotional exhaustion, family tension, health concerns, and the pressures of fame. These challenges forced him to confront hard truths about himself, his role in the family, and the reality of life in one of the most extreme environments on Earth. This period marked a turning point. Noah had to make difficult decisions, weigh risks, and consider the long-term impact of his lifestyle on his health and emotional well-being. What he chose to do next would redefine not only his place in the family, but also his identity as a man, navigating the complex intersection of wilderness, survival, and modern reality television. After years of extreme survival, public scrutiny, and family pressures, Noah Brown reached a point where he had to reassess his life. The challenges of living in the Alaskan wilderness were no longer just physical, they were emotional and psychological. Injuries, exhaustion, and the constant responsibility of caring for his family and maintaining the camp forced him to slow down, reflect, and consider the next chapter of his life. This period of reflection became crucial for his long-term well-being. Recovery was both physical and emotional. Noah focused on addressing lingering injuries from years of labor in harsh conditions. He worked with medical professionals to rehabilitate his back, joints, and other areas affected by the demanding lifestyle. For a man who had always relied on his body as his primary tool for survival, learning to rest and accept help was a significant adjustment. It required humility, patience, and a shift in mindset, a challenge for someone who had built his identity around independence and strength. Emotionally, Noah had to come to terms with the realities of public life. Reality TV fame was a double-edged sword. It brought recognition, opportunities, and influence, but it also invited criticism, speculation, and constant observation. He began to establish boundaries, choosing which aspects of his life to share and which to keep private. This helped protect his mental health and allowed him to focus on what truly mattered: his family, his health, and his personal goals. Family relationships also evolved. Noah recognized the need to share responsibilities and to rely on others, even if that meant admitting vulnerability. He strengthened connections with siblings, parents, and close friends, building a support network that allowed him to navigate life's challenges more effectively. The bonds he cultivated off-camera became a vital source of strength, helping him face the pressures of survival, fame, and personal growth. Looking forward, Noah has embraced a more balanced approach to life. While he remains deeply connected to Alaska and the wilderness, he also explores opportunities beyond the camp. He engages in projects that reflect his interests, talents, and desire for growth, without compromising his health or family responsibilities. Fans may notice a quieter, more reflective Noah on recent seasons of Alaskan Bush People. But behind that calm exterior is a man who has learned the value of resilience, adaptability, and self-awareness. Noah Brown's journey is a powerful reminder that survival isn't just about physical toughness, it's about emotional strength, adaptability, and the courage to confront personal challenges. While the wilderness will always be a part of his life, the true story lies in his ability to navigate health issues, family dynamics, and public scrutiny with grace and determination. He has faced struggles most viewers could never imagine, yet he continues to push forward, finding new ways to thrive both on and off camera. In the end, what really happened to Noah Brown is a story of endurance, self-discovery, and transformation. He survived the wilderness, yes, but he also survived the pressures of fame, the weight of responsibility, and the challenges of growing up in extraordinary circumstances. And while his journey is far from over, one thing is clear: Noah Brown is more than a reality star. He is a man who has confronted hardship, adapted to change, and emerged stronger, wiser, and ready for whatever comes next.